Minister, you're very welcome into the House this afternoon. And I just want to take note of what the Electoral Commission on its official website has currently says. The Government has announced its intention to hold two constitutional referendums on the 8th of March 2024. Legislation to confirm the wording of each referendum is now being considered by both houses of the Oireachtas. It's like this Government is just ready to press the send button from these houses tomorrow evening, and this debate and tomorrow's evening's debate is really not worth the salt that's going to be talked here over the next 2 days. So, contrary to popular belief, the definition of family within our Constitution matters greatly. Article 41 recognises that the family as a natural, primary and fundamental unit group of society and as a moral institution possessing inalienable and prescriptible rights. This informs many areas of laws. During my speech, I want to explore what could be meant by durable. Regardless of how you feel about these issues that I'm about to discuss, I think we all could agree that there needs to be more clarity. Durable relationships does not have a definition under Irish law, but it does have a definition under EU law, which includes any relationship that has lasted for a substantial period of time. As most of us know, it can take almost 10 years for a case to work its way up to the European Court of Human Rights. So I think it's essential that we have a clear definition now. And that's really important, Minister. Before this legislation leaves the front gates here of Leinster House tomorrow evening, every judge in this land needs to know what is a durable relationship. But based on the speech, it seems as if that definition and the Government has it broader than the EU definition. During my time as a foster parent, I've had over 100 children in my care. Not at the same time, obviously. Would they be entitled to contest my will? Because they might claim to have a durable relationship with me. Is someone having an affair? Would the person they're having an affair with be able to contest the will? While you might all disagree in the eyes of a judge, it could look very, very different. Last week in the Dáil, Michael McNamara pointed out that thruples could be recognised. In response, Minister Gorman, you said that polyamorous unions would not be recognised because they are not a unit within society. Polyamorous marriages are not recognised in Ireland, but who's to say that polyamorous relationships could not be subject to constitutional protection? Among some religious polyamorous units are a unit in society. There are many sociologists and psychologists who may hold a different view. The fact that people may not like them may not matter once this is before the courts. Minister O'Gorman, you and I may not think that they are a unit in society, but a judge might think differently. That's why it is essential that we provide clarification. Your statements don't account for anything because while the court can refer to the transcripts, they may decide not to pay attention to your remarks. This happened very recently when President Higgins referred the Judicial Appointments Bill to the Supreme Court. Marriage affords a couple with a wide array of rights, including a residential right for foreign migrants and tax benefits. Will this lead to family reunifications? If you try to deny this, I will remind you that Minister of State Neil Richmond said a yes vote would assist and aid this process when he was on Virgin Media before Christmas. Would extended families be subjected to any new benefits? So when this topic comes up, I wanted to put out there on the record of the House that this is not far-right disinformation. This is something that one of your own Minister for States have said. And if you do not provide clarity, you may find out within the next 5 to 10 years that you were the ones pushing misinformation and disinformation. Many have said that single parents don't experience legal protections, but there are legal precedents provided for these protections. We've seen the very recent case today of the widower in Tipperary. That court found there is no difference between a marital and a non-marital family in this context, because Mr O'Mara has essentially the same obligations to his children as a widower would have. But today's ruling has left maybe other questions that might need to be answered. Must there be children for the widower here? This referendum is not a high priority. There are many more issues facing this country. However, I hope you can answer the following questions. This is like the nonsense with the hate speech bill. Why aren't we capable of providing a clear definition of anything in this country? Durable is now becoming a lot like hate. Why did you reject the advice of the Citizen Advice Assembly? It seems like as if you're doing this to satisfy no one. Everybody's recommendations you haven't taken on board. Why is it important that this referendum be held on International Women's Day? This seems to be a gimmick. It is my prediction that this referendum will be defeated. But wouldn't it be better to give some consideration to the amendments and avoid a humiliating political defeat in March? Instead of working on the assumption that the opposition can never have a good idea, you know just as well as I do that this is irrational. So let the members of this House do their job. Take some of those amendments that we've put down for tomorrow, Minister, and I hope you do the right thing before you send this off to the printers tomorrow evening.